Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot messages. Pick a card message. Messages 1 through 4. If you are new here, though, that these messages are essentially just a quick snapshot of the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance and advice so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. Even though these come out in a weekly fashion, when you land on them was when you were meant to hear them. So don't get too caught up in the dates and make sure that you use your own intuition without overthinking it to feel into which message is speaking to you. As an aside note, I just want to put a bug in your ear, essentially, that next week I will have a video coming out connected to Samhain, which looks like Samhain, if you're not aware. And it's all about the proverbial new year because, in times past, October 31st moving into November 1st was the celebration of Samhain, that you were celebrating what was coming to an end and what we needed to let go of in order to invite new things in. And there was lots of rituals, especially with fire and things like that. I am putting out a video that's connected to that. So if you're interested, you could have an eye out for that. Now, give yourself a second to feel into messages 1 through 4. And I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello to all my beautiful message 1 choosers. What does message 1 need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for message 1? Ooh, okay, I thought we were going to have something fly out, but no. All right. Ooh, King of Cups energy. Okay, so we're either going to be asked to embody and embrace the King of Cups energy, which is really having a strong sense of discipline around our emotions, where our emotions are working for us and not against us. So we're either going to be asked in this message to embody this, or getting a heads up that it's coming, the potential for it to come in is about to happen. Yeah, usually connected to intuition as well, all things creative, because it's that watery emotional energy connected to feminine energy as well. Even though it's saying the King of Cups, it's kind of like bridging that masculine energy of doing an action along with that feminine energy, creating this beautiful, harmonious balance. So we shall see whether this is an energy coming in for you or an energy that we're being asked to embrace and embody this week. All right. Love is in the air, a great time for commitment and taking relationships to the next level. Okay, King of Cups energy, that beautiful bridge of that yin and yang coming together, quite literally, it looks like for a lot of you. So be open to love and connection this week, whether it's in an existing relationship that's about to have an up leveling and get really good and romantic and passionate, or it's about leaving the door open to allow this kind of energy to show up for you. Love in the air, as it says. Great time for commitment and taking relationships to the next level. Also, there could be a bit of a message there for some of you who've been thinking about moving in with somebody, getting engaged, proposing maybe for some of you. This might be the week to do it. And if you've been thinking about it, this is your sort of your heads up yes energy from spirit. All right, let's pull some more cards here. Okay, we've got a card that flipped right over, so we're going to take that one. I will say too, I'm pulled in by that number 9. And the card says suffering and silence. Okay, so I say this to say message 1. What emotions are you holding on to that might be causing you to stay guarded, fear taking a relationship to the next level, allowing love in? There's some sort of emotional suffering that could be acting as a block. And 9 is connected to endings, time to end off a cycle. So if we've been holding ourselves back, holding ourselves You know what it is? It's staying in the dark, staying in the shadows, not being seen. This is sort of your heads up that that time needs to come to an end. That energy that you're holding, the emotional dissonance or suffering that continues to plague you needs to be addressed, because something really beautiful by way of love wants to be shipped your way this week. Yeah, something's stopping or blocking this beautiful energy from coming together, whether it's, again, a healing in an existing relationship, taking it to the next level, allowing new love to come in. There's something here that acts as an emotional block where there's an imbalance between that yin yang energy that the King of Cups naturally embodies. All right, let's pull some more cards. Oh, heartache and loss in the challenge position. Here we go. I think here's the answer to the question of why are we suffering in silence when something so beautiful wants to show up? How we're blocking love because of something from the past where there was heartache and loss. Probably where you did put your whole heart on the line. You showed up with trust, fully embodying open-heartedness and vulnerability, only to get burned in some kind of way. Maybe even for some of you, I don't think this is going to be for very many of you, but I feel like there's somebody here who actually physically lost a partner, and there's been grief and heartache, and it's been so hard to overcome that loss and not comparing any new people to them. That's going to be very specific for one or some of you, but broadly speaking, metaphorically speaking, it's about addressing where your heartache and loss has been. What has happened in the past that's created an energy around you where you feel like you have to guard your heart, block yourself, and hold yourself back from beautiful love coming in, or from taking an existing relationship to the next level. Maybe there was conflict in an existing relationship for some of you, and you haven't figured out how to let go what happened or what transpired, but the timing is right for this new up-leveling, this next level of commitment. Yeah, sacral. That makes so much sense. Okay, so sacral chakra, that is your emotional center. That's in the lower abdomen, just below the belly button. And it is connected to sexuality, beauty, intuition, all of your emotions, things like guilt, shame, heartache, and loss. Also creativity and passion and inspiration as well. So spirit highlighting, work on this area of your body right now, your emotions. Look at where the suffering is coming from, and ways that you can start to detach from it, no longer allowing that to be a part of your story. That was in the past. I'm moving forward into something really good and beautiful. And it does feel that way here for you guys. Like it's an energy that you can trust. This up-leveling, this commitment, this new love that could be coming in. Look at that power. Power. Owning your power. You are powerful. You've got this. Lion energy. I wonder if some of you are going to connect to a Leo, or you are a Leo. I don't know why I'm even thinking about that. That's silly. Anyways, this is about getting back into your power, taking your power back from the past, from the old stories that hurt you, or the grief that you've had to deal with, or the emotions that are holding you hostage and stopping you from taking your existing relationships or new relationships that want to come in, from moving forward and becoming a thing, becoming a loyal, committed, beautiful partnership. Yeah. But I like this because it's in the outcome position, suggesting that you are going to feel empowered again. You are going to feel like yourself again if you do some of this work on your sacral, your emotional center. Maybe do some meditations to help clear it. Maybe even just sit with yourself and write down everything you feel, everything you fear, the pains and traumas of your past, and start rewriting the story. That seems kind of deep, but I really, this suffering in silence needs to be looked at and addressed. No more. Ending off that cycle. I'm really attracted to the 9 and the 8 though. So maybe pay attention to those numbers if they show up for you. I feel like they could be signposts or guiding you in some kind of way. Either way, you're being asked this week to try as best as you can to clear out your sacral, to embody that King of Cups. Very, very much in charge of their emotions. Their emotions are healthy and balanced in the feminine and the masculine, so that you can make a decision around commitment and love, either being open to new love coming in or taking your existing relationship to the next level. Getting back in your power. There's an opportunity for you to get back into your power this week around love. Oh my gosh, power. Get your power back. This is really important for you guys this week. So you know what? This could even be just a preparatory week to get you ready for this, which could be like the following week or weeks. Love is in the air. Great time for commitment and taking relationships to the next level. Yeah. So this is more, I think, the week to get your power back. So you feel very clear about what you're doing, where you're going, and what you're going to allow in, because it does feel really good to me. Message 1. Get your power back. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Yes. Yes. Not much I need to say. That's here. It's reiterated. Strong message for you guys. This is the week to do it. Sort out yourself and your emotions, because you have an up-leveling in love that wants to show up for you. Again, whether it's an existing connection that wants to move to a new level of commitment, or a new one that's going to be brought to you. Get ready for it. All right. I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. All right. What do my beautiful message 2 choosers need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for message 2? Feeling like don't overshuffle, so I won't. Six of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. Okay. So this could be suggesting a few things. It could feel like it could be that maybe there was something where you were hoping some sort of money was going to come through or in this week, or as a result of, and this might be your heads up that it's not quite there yet. Or there could just be that you're dealing with fears and anxiety around money going out and not enough coming in. But we will have to look at the rest of the cards to see more specifically what this is speaking itself to. It does suggest, at the very least, some anxiety and worry and fear around money. Like it just keeps going out, and I'm starting to really get overwhelmed by the thought of my stability going sideways. It's sort of like that. Okay, opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dressed to impress. Okay, this is good. So if you've been in this energy of lack, not enough money, not enough finances, there are opportunities to up-level your finances this week, your sense of security and stability. Maybe some of you have been waiting on an opportunity for a new job, and that's going to show up for you this week. Or you've been waiting to hear back from something you interviewed for, and there's going to be yes to it, and it's going to bring in that stability that you desire. Patience still required, though, I feel, for you guys. Either way, being ready for a new opportunity that is going to help up-level your finances, because it does feel to me here like it's been a big bone of contention for you, or a lot of worry and anxiety around your sense of security and stability. Oh, wow. Okay, that card flew right out, so that's going to be the first one. All right, to bend these cards a little bit. All right, this is the first card. Heartache and loss. This should have been message 1 in a different position. Heartache and loss. I almost do feel like some of you have dealt with something that fell through. It didn't go the way that you had hoped, and maybe money was lost, or the money you were hoping was going to be a result of it didn't happen. I feel like this card is saying, fear not to this. Things are about to shift and change for you in a positive way. Yeah, but you've been dealing with heartache and loss. Things not going the way that you had hoped that they would. Really stuck in worry and fear and dissonance. Oh my gosh, I shuffled. I swear I shuffled, but these are the same cards reversed from message 1. Maybe some of you would benefit from looking at message 1. I will say it was more about love, but there's so much similarity here. Suffering in silence. Yeah. Where can you open up more? Where can you allow these emotional, heavy energies and feelings that you're dealing with to go? If you feel like you don't have support or anyone to talk to about this, write it out. Write it out for yourself and then burn it up or soak it underwater and throw it away and say, okay, I'm going to let go and let God. I'm giving it over to you. I'm clearing myself and moving forward and getting ready for these new opportunities that are about to show up for me. Or conversely, if you do have people in your life who you just not wanted to bother or, felt like you couldn't go talk to them, maybe be open to that, because suffering in silence holds the emotions within us and they have nowhere to go. And I really feel like releasing them would be of such a big benefit to you. Lest you miss opportunities going to be coming your way, right? Because when we're so caught up in our emotional bodies and our heaviness and our worries, we do tend to miss these things, right? Look at that, passion ignited. I love that for you guys with these opportunities. But first we must clear this heaviness. We got to let it off our chest, let out all these things that are keeping us fearful and worried and suffering emotionally. You get to this energy of igniting passion. This is also the direct advice from Spirit position here in the cards. And this is what Spirit wants to get you to, where you're feeling excited and ignited again. You're ready for a new beginning. You're ready to come out of the hardship and say, okay, I'm over this way of doing. I'm over this lack. I'm ready for these new opportunities. Come find me. And it'll just ignite you in a way that you haven't felt, I feel like, for a lot of my message to choosers in a really long time. Look at spiritual union. I almost wonder if some of you have been in partnership where there's been a lot of lack in finances and it's created problems and dissonance and frustration. And maybe you feel like you can't talk to each other, but there's opportunities to turn all of this around. There's going to be something showing up for you guys to bring things back into balance, not just financially, but I think emotionally and romantically as well. Sort of like something that helps to solve the problem. Spiritual union coming back online for you, but I also think in a metaphorical way, no longer being in balance where you're too much in that yin of heavy emotions or yang, like pushing and productivity and doing and doing and doing. That's about coming back into balance for you guys. So metaphorically, I think this is the result of releasing fears and worries and being ready and getting prepared for the new chapter, letting out the heavy emotions that are keeping you in your head. They need somewhere to go. I can't let that go for you guys. I really feel like they need somewhere to go, or else they're going to be too consuming. They're going to eat you up, and you don't want to miss these opportunities to get back into really healthy balance. For some of you, quite literally in relationship where there's been a lack of money and stability, probably causing problems, but for others, just metaphorically within you, in your body, you will feel whole again. You will feel excited, ignited, and passionate, like the wheel's finally turning in your favor. Look at that. I was just about to put these down upside down. I do that too often, but it says victory and success. That's the underbelly, moving towards victory and success. So hang tight. Message 2. You've got this. It does feel like you guys have been going through it. It's been difficult. And it just feels like things haven't been working out in your favor, but there's a lot of manifesting energy coming in this week for all of us. And you're no exception. In fact, it almost feels like you're going to be the rule here. This is the key to get out of the heaviness and the frustration that you're in. Take control of your thoughts, right? Which is showing up here. Heartache and loss, suffering and silence, money's going out, worry, anxiety, fear. Really too consuming and overwhelming for you right now. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to just say, as humans, it's so hard to do this. Right? When those negative thoughts come in and they consume us, it's so much easier to follow them down a rabbit hole of despair than it is to say, thanks for sharing. I hear you. I see you, but I'm going to choose happier, more positive thoughts that are aligned with what I actually want. But I will say it starts with awareness. So catch yourself. Catch yourself anytime you feel yourself getting back into that energy. Do something to shake it up and snap yourself out of it. I really feel like, for my message to you guys need to find a way to release all of it. It needs somewhere to go. And it doesn't have to be on a person, but if you have a good friend, a person that you trust, that would be willing to listen as a sounding board to help you release this, do that. If not, write it out. Write it in a work document, write it on a piece of paper, and then let it go and say, okay, I'm going to let go and let God. I'm giving this over to you, and I'm just going to move into trust and faith. I'm going to act as if I already have everything I want, which will up-level your energy and ship these beautiful new beginnings of opportunities coming your way. As it says, right? An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dressed to impress. You don't want to let these opportunities pass you by. All right. I think I will leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day and a fantastic week. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 3 choosers. Let's have a look and see, what do you guys need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for my beautiful message 3 choosers? Message 3. Oop. Okay, we've got 10 of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So where there has been money going out, where there's a lack of security on the family front, maybe there's been some conflict, dissonance, or just it feels like not enough stability and security, especially by way of financial things, we shall see. Because it just could be hiding this is something that's been troubling you as of late, or something coming in that's giving you a heads up that could cause you to feel like a sense of insecurity around your stability. But we'll see what else is coming out with that. I keep hearing this too shall pass. So I almost wonder if this is something that hasn't happened for some of you just yet. Like if there's a little bit of crunchy energy showing up, like not to get too caught up in it because this too shall pass, like a temporary problems. Oh, okay. Intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse there. Interesting with the invest money there. Maybe some of you are so fearful of losing the sense of security that you have that there's a good opportunity to up-level your finances, but you're afraid to take it. Either way, though, I think the bigger message is to listen to your gut and your intuition this week, because it's going to bring you some things, either to help you get into more of a stable, financial, secure place, or it's going to lead you somewhere where you're going to put money that I think you'll see some sort of return with. We'll see, though. We'll see what else comes out with this. I thought that was going to fly out, but it didn't. All right. Victory and success. Nice. Interesting that this 10 of Pentacles is in reverse. I think where money has been going out, where it's been a frustrating thing, where lack and no sense of security and stability has been found or had, this is about to turn around this week. And it has something to do with something you learn, something that your gut or your intuition is telling you to move towards, to understand, to look at. That kind of energy. There's victory and success around it, where I think that there hasn't been. I think this is a passé energy. Heart chakra. Interesting that it's coming out in the challenge position, because you're going to want to listen to your heart this week, right? Because it's attached to heart wisdom, not head wisdom, right? Where we're just pulled somewhere. Our heart is telling us this is a good thing to look at, to do, to try, to invest in, to just to move towards. But sometimes we can block our heart's wisdom and only go up into our head to what seems realistic and logical. But I feel like this is not the week to do that. Message 3. You are being guided to follow the stirrings of your heart and your intuition, because it leads to this victory and success, bringing some sort of up-leveling and security and on the home front too, where you're going to feel more secure on the home front financially, but I feel like in other ways too. New beginnings. Okay. So it feels like here at Message 3, you're being guided to a new beginning, right? Because this is the guidance position, saying there's a new beginning here by following this thread, by opening up your heart, by being willing to gain more information, learn something new, which is going to lead to financial security. I feel like abundance and stability in all kinds of ways, but you have to be willing to trust it and take a risk. I feel like there might be some risk aversion here. And I think there is a little bit of risk in this thing that might be showing up for you. So a bit of a heads up that now might not be the best time to be too risk averse. Small risks, big rewards comes to my mind as well. So what is this energy that you have to be careful of here, Message 3? Deception and envy. Who around you, what around you has created some sort of negative energy and distance? I think it's messing with your gut and your intuition. Your ability to trust yourself, needing to drown out the opinions of others because there's something that they're doing and saying that's based in jealousy and not being completely honest. I feel like this is a heads up. So be mindful and discerning of who this is. I'm also really attached to the number 7 there for whatever reason. So maybe 7s will be a guiding post for you. Yeah, somebody's masking. So be mindful of the company you keep. Trust your gut and your heart if something feels off about someone. And it might even be because you are going to do this investigative thing where you're looking at ways to bring in more stability and security and up-level your finances. And there might be like, you come upon somebody who you're like, oh, that person didn't feel right. I know this is the right direction, but it's not going to be with that person. Trust that. And I also think for others, it's just, you've been dealing with this kind of energy. Somebody who hasn't been completely honest and they've said and done things that were lies based on their jealousy of you. And I think it's messed with your energy. You're probably empathic. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, on the bottom, guys, of this deck, look at it. Foundation and achievements. It's a happy home with a rainbow over there and blessings. Blessings. You're on your way to this where it hasn't felt like this has existed. You're on your way to this. Is the underbelly, foundations and achievements. Follow the threads that your gut and your heart and your intuition is telling you, but be mindful of those who are trying to interrupt this energy or this flow. Listen to your gut and your heart too if something tells you that someone is off or there's something off about a certain thing that you might be looking at investigating. It doesn't mean you're not on the right thread. It just might be that the right person or place. I hope that makes sense. Also 4s, there's 4, the heart chakra, 4, and then we've got 4 here. 4s are connected to the angels, but also to solid foundations. So definitely a switch and turnaround when it comes to stability and security. Big message here for you guys. Okay, prioritize self-care. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Yeah, trying to do too much and be too much for all things. And we've got all those hearts there and we've got the heart chakra in the challenge position. So it does feel like it's been really difficult for you to connect to your intuition and the wisdom of your heart. It has something very big and profound to tell you. It has a direction to take you that's going to be good. It's going to bring in that solid foundation and victory and success, but it can't get to you right now. This week so far is shaping up to be a week of preparation, getting ready for new opportunities and an up-leveling. But start here. It's not a useless thing for you to do to make yourself a priority. It's only going to connect you to your intuition and heart quicker. It feels so necessary for you guys, especially if you've already been dealing with somebody like this, or you're about to deal with somebody like this, because they could really rob you of your energy. You know what I'm going to say too for my message 3s? Put extra protections in place if you have to go out in public or be social, because you might be around somebody who holds this kind of masking, dark, negative energy, and you do not want to absorb it. All right, I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on there. No, I think I'm going to leave that there. Okay, I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Really give yourself over to the self-care energy and clearing your heart and reconnecting to your intuition. I think it's got so much to show you, new directions that bring in so much abundance and victory and success. All right, guys, take care. Hello, message 4. Okay, what do my beautiful message 4 choosers need to know going into this week? What kind of energy is showing up for message 4? Message 4. So far, this week has been all about preparation. Every message is connected to getting ready for something. We shall see if you guys are going to be the exception or the rule. All right. Ooh, the Tower. Big changes coming in. People often get scared when they see this card. It is suggesting some sort of powerful shift likely showing up this week that's going to be the catalyst for change. But really, that's all the Tower speaks to. Now, sometimes the chaos maker comes in to shake up the foundation and create the change, but sometimes it's just powerful shifts and changes that are quite positive. We shall see what other cards come out. But overall, the energy showing up for you guys this week is big change, or at least the opportunity for big change. Ooh, okay, sexuality. Existing relationships could find a new passion and heightened sexual attraction. Opportunities for marriage and good family life are strong. But if single, beware of temptation that could lead to trouble. A child will also bring great joy. Well, that is a lot. That's a lot on that card going on. Big shifts and changes in romance, partnership, love, and sexuality. Yeah. Okay. Passion. This Tower moment seems it's connected to something very, very passionate. A passion between two people. A big shift and change, and maybe in an existing relationship. I think with this one, because there's so much going on there, it even says at the bottom there, a child will also bring great joy. It could be really good news that, oops, grabbed the wrong cards. Really good news coming in around something to do with a child. We'll see. It does say good family life or strong too, like for good family life this week. So if there's been issues or problems, it could be something that gets sorted out this week as well. Lots of change though. Ooh. Okay, emotional withdrawal coming out in the main energy. What do you need to step back from in order to create this energy, this shift, and this change? That's what it feels like to me. Very attracted to the number 8 as well. I'm not sure why. But yeah, needing to step back before doing anything. I think in doing so, it brings about it starts to shift some sort of energy that brings about that Tower moment of change. I also think maybe some of you guys have been in too much emotional withdrawal. We'll see what else comes out with that. Crown chakra. Yeah, challenge. It's something in the mind. So no, I'm going to go with the original thought of it's at the start of this week. Give yourself over to emotional withdrawal to get yourself sorted, to understand yourself, to invite divine wisdom in and connection to something higher, because it is the thing. There's something that wants to come through that will help to bring this energy shift, this huge Tower moment of big changes connected to love, family, partnership, passion. And it feels like, I keep thinking of long overdue. It'd be long overdue, but we got to allow it. We got to allow for ourselves to get sorted out and to receive, to shift this out. Hope. Loss of hope and faith here for you guys. You know, it's just the number 17. So we've got the 7 there, the 8 there. And 17 reduces down to an 8 in numerology. So another 8. So I think these numbers are going to be important for you. Needing to stay in hope and faith and trust that things are going to change, that things are going to get better, healthier, right? Because existing relationships could find a new passion and heightened sexual attraction, opportunities for marriage and good family. So I feel like those things have been missing for a lot of my message for choosers. They've not been a thing. It's been hard. It's been tricky. We need to get sorted, connect to higher mind. What do we really want? What do we really desire? What do I need to do differently maybe? And find our way into this energy of faith and hope to call this tower moment in. You actually want this tower moment. You want this big shift and change, like quite dramatically, it feels like, to start anew. Wow. Okay. Third eye. So we're bringing it down the crown into the third eye, envisioning, visualizing what we want, seeing the truth, listening to our intuition, and opening up that sixth sense, right? To see a beautiful, better future. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. A beautiful, better future. Yeah, but these areas have likely been blocked for you. This is the outcome, suggesting that you are going to see the truth though. But I do recommend taking the time, especially at the beginning of this week, to give yourself over to emotional withdrawal and connect in to the crown, clear it, and your third eye, clear it. What do I need to do and shift to bring about this major change of beauty, where my relationship gets stronger, more passionate, better, where opportunities for more commitment, potentially marriage for some of you, actually get brought my way. Sort of like manifesting. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just got distracted. Oh my gosh, look what's on the bottom. Sacral chakra. While these two energies are the most highlighted and the crown is definitely in the challenge position, I think maybe just doing an overall alignment, a clearing of your chakra centers, because there's definitely an imbalance here. Been feeling very imbalanced, off center, not myself, not aligned. Time to get aligned, because something wants to be shifted in a big way. The opportunity to manifest that which you want shows up for you this week. But we need to get sorted out, and we need to get back into hope and faith and alignment to bring it in, to say yes to it. Yeah, very much. So that's crazy that was on the bottom. Okay. What else here for my beautiful message for us? Okay. I thought maybe a couple of cards were going to fly out there, but they're not so far. Wow, this showed up, in, I think it was last week's shorts. This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. Guys, perhaps there is going to be something, a chaos maker of sorts that comes in that causes you to feel very imbalanced, off center, off kilter. But it's going to bring in the opportunities around this red card where there's, excitement, passion, sensuality being brought your way, commitment energy, happy things and family, stability, strength, something with joy around children, all that kind of really good gooey energy that results after this stormy energy. So if you haven't experienced this tower moment yet, and I do feel like some of you need to start to shift and create that tower moment to shake up things and create a new foundation, but for others it could be a destabilizing event. And this is your heads up to not let it get you off balance. If you feel off balance, take a step back, get aligned. You will get through it. Take a deep breath, because something better will be on the other side of it. Yeah, be patient, have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. Fear not is sort of the message I'm feeling for you guys. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I need to say here. As odd as it is, the yellows in these cards are really standing out to me. Like that yellow feather. So that's the solar plexus chakra. Yeah, maybe I'm just coming back to needing to do a full alignment, but focusing on these areas first. I feel like this is something that's just going to happen for you, though, like your a third eye opening as a result of clearing these other energy centers. But you know that solar plexus, that's the energy of feeling our inner power, the yellow. I think that's standing out to me as well. Yeah, I think that's all that is. All right. I'm not going to overthink it. I hope that that helped and that you guys can give yourself over to some withdrawal this week, especially if something heavy comes in that kind of rocks your world in a way that you weren't expecting. But for others, it's about shaking things up for yourself to bring in this new energy infused with passion and commitment and love and joy. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.